hopefully everybody warmed up. You will want a dumbbell. If you have the option of 2 dumbbells, grab 2 dumbbells, or a moderate kettlebell would work as well. And then we can give some band options. So we're going to be focusing on total body strength, have some core, and then a fun little finisher. Fun being relative. Fun finisher. So we have sections of 3 exercises. We'll work for 40 seconds. We'll rest for 10. We'll go 4 times through these sections, and then we'll again have 2 of those. So the first section, we will want one of the dumbbells. Again, I would go a more moderate to heavy choice for this. We're going to do a 1-arm floor press. So 1 arm, come down, reaching up at the top. Then we will switch at halfway. Or depending on your weight, if it is a lighter weight, you could stay one side, and then we'll do one side each round. So that's number 1. Number 2, then we'll stay on the ground with our dumbbell. You'll grab it end to end. We're gonna bridge up first, and then we're gonna do a pullover. So arms stay straight as we're reaching back from that shoulder joint and then coming back together. So as we reach back, you wanna keep all this stationary. We don't wanna lose that tension there. So pulling up through the tuchus. And then the last exercise is an RDL with an extension. So we're gonna take that same dumbbell again. Again, if you had 2 dumbbells, you could go that route. You can have your heavier one. You're gonna do an RDL, so we're stretching through the hamstrings, pushing the hips back, and then we're gonna come up and kind of come up onto the toes. So reach back, up onto the toes. So we're kind of coming up quicker out of that, almost like you're gonna do a jump. So a little bit of explosion at the top, a little bit. So those 3 exercises, 4 times through. So again, on the 1 arm, we can either switch halfway if it's heavier, or if it's lighter, stay one side the whole time. Cool. All right. Hopefully everybody has a dumbbell. If not, find something heavy to press. You could do a push-up variation, but we're going to do lots of push-ups later. So I would just try and find something in the area if you don't have a dumbbell to press. So here we go. Go ahead, lay back. So we'll start on that first side, first arm. And again, we'll stay on the floor for these first 2 exercises. Cool. All right, here we go. All right. So, knuckles to the ceiling, pressing up. Go. I push the button. Me and Marisol haven't done a workout together in a little while.
That's fun.
So again, you can stay on one side. It will tell you when you're halfway. So there is halfway. If you have a heavier dumbbell, you can switch sides. Again, I would stay on one side if you have a lighter or moderate weight there. Little bit more, we got 8 seconds. Kind of pushing both hip bones into the ground to stabilize. All right, now we're gonna grab that dumbbell end to end. You're gonna bring your feet underneath the body so you can bridge up. So we're gonna push those hips up, find the back side, the glutes, hamstrings, arms stay locked out as we reach out overhead and then come back together. So we're keeping tension through the glutes here, we're feeling hamstrings. And then notice we're keeping that straight line between the hips and shoulders as we reach open. So we're gonna keep ribs down, keep some tension through the belly. And think about just moving at that shoulder joint. So we're actually using a little bit of lat through our back here to pull back over. So we shouldn't be bending at the elbows. Again, keep that butt up so we're feeling the hips, feeling the glutes. Kind of push through the heels. All right, we're gonna stand up. Again, we want that dumbbell. If you were using a band, which probably a dumbbell for the first 2, you could do this with the band. So hinge and then kind of come up onto the toes. But mostly this is a dumbbell workout for this first part. So reaching the back pockets back, driving up through the ground as you come up. Arms stay straight, so don't let those arms get too loose. You're gonna keep that dumbbell really close, like you're shaving off the front of your shin, hips back, coming right up underneath. If the idea of exploding kind of up onto your toes is throwing you off, then just stick with a normal RDL where you're stretching, working through those hamstrings. All right, we're gonna go back to the floor press. So if you stayed on one side, we're gonna hit the other arm here. So again, knuckles to the ceiling. Notice her wrist is gonna stay right on top of that elbow. As we drive that dumbbell up, that elbow's coming just right outside of her body there. Big reach up there. Should be a few more seconds, about 5 seconds. All right, we're gonna go into that bridge. So again, grabbing end to end. So core movement and movement for the lats or back. And it doesn't seem like we'd be working the back here. That whole back side is engaged. And think about both hip bones pressing evenly to the ceiling. And again, find those cheeks. Give a little squeeze. You got 15 seconds left. Think about big reach back overhead with that dumbbell or can or whatever you found to use for today's workout. All right, we're coming up into that RDL. So again, big stretch through the hips. Really think about a pull down the spine so that the back isn't changing, but those cheeks or the back pockets are reaching for that wall behind. The knee, you'll see it does kind of bend and soften a little bit to keep it right over the ankles. And then she's coming up onto those toes nice and quick. You know, the hips coming under, similar to a kettlebell swing. You do barbell work, power cleans. Nice, guys. 5 seconds again. Think about leading from the hips. Hips are initiating it, hips are finishing it. All right, it's 2 rounds. Back to that first arm, so we got 2 more rounds to go. So this is where if you have options in weight, you can always start to increase weight as now the muscles are ready, they're working, everything's feeling good. You'll notice again, the elbow's coming outside the chest line here, so we don't want it up even with the shoulder like a perfect T. You want that elbow just down a little bit, creating a little bit of an angle that's going to incorporate more of the overall chest and shoulder, not just that top of the shoulder. So we're just over halfway. 8 seconds here. Do a big reach at the top so we get into the chest. Okay. Bridge pull over. Bridge up. Backside working. And hear that. Again, big stretch. We're looking for ribs to stay down, so we want to keep a little bit of tension through that belly. Kind of exhale. And as far back as we can extend. As you reach, again, we're not losing that hip height. We're constantly pushing those hips up. Coming up on 10 seconds. Breathe as we go. Heels stay down. Sometimes I see those heels popping up on people in the gym, so make sure heels are staying down. All right, you guys can stand up. So coming into that hinge again. Also, sticking the ground through the feet. Hips reaching way back behind. I always like to think about someone like pulling your hips back and then you're trying to get away from them. Get away. Oh, so much fun you can have when you're working out. So even if you're dealing with a lighter weight here, you know you could go a little bit heavier. Put your mind in that muscle. Think about that hamstring getting longer, stretching out, and then getting short in a really short time span. So create resistance. Okay, so we're gonna go one more time. So we have that other arm to finish out with, or if you were switching with a heavier weight, go ahead and continue to switch. We got knuckles even to that ceiling. So we have that strong wrist. We don't want to wobble in with that dumbbell. Last round, then you get all new exercises. Woo-hoo. Just keep moving. That's halfway. Got big reach at the top. Nice, let that elbow kiss the ground. Make sure you're in full range. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Okay, going into that bridge. So one thing for those that do struggle with any kind of shoulder stability, shoulder issues, doing your presses like that on the ground versus on a bench is a great option. It just creates a little more stability through the ground and also stops your elbow from going too low where you start to maybe lose some of that stability. So just something to think about. All right, halfway through. Again, both hips even. Make sure you're lifting up just high enough to keep, again, in the back of the legs. Glutes, hamstrings. We're not over lifting through the low back. You want that work coming from hips down. And then this upper half is just giving that big stretch right behind the shoulder. Okay, last time with this RDL. Again, quick to the top, explosive. Hips driven, hamstrings, glutes. Arms are going to hit about mid-shin on the way down here.
For regular size people. Anybody else?
If you're super tall, you might only get to the knees. If you're super short, you might get to your shoulder laces. There you go, 15 seconds left. Okay, keeping that dumbbell close to the body. We're not reaching out. I don't care where the arms reach. We're reaching with those hips. We got 3 seconds, 2, 1. All right, so if you need it at home, grab a quick swig of water, and I will start to tell you what's next on the list here. So same deal. We're going to be working 3 exercises 4 times through. Some of our stuff will switch halfway, and then one exercise is just gonna rock out because there's no sides. So we got lateral lunges. So option, if the lunge kind of throws you off, you can split the feet and just sit to one side at a time. So one staying straight, sitting the hips down towards the heels, and then coming back out of it. So it is more of a down and up. We're just moving to the side. So we're gonna step into it for the exercise, push off. If you wanted to add weight, you would hold it in the opposite. So if I'm stepping, I'm gonna hold it in this arm so that way I can reach to the inside of that leg and drive off. So again, you can keep the feet apart or step in. We will switch that one halfway every round. Then we're going to go into a single arm plank hold. So I'll show kind of from the side here. So we're gonna lock in that plank position, and we're gonna lift one arm straight up by our ear, hold that. Again, we will switch halfway. Now when you do that lift, we're looking to not change through our hips or through our body. So we're looking to stay right where we started. We're just lifting that arm. And then we'll finish with one last core exercise. So you're going to go into like a hollow hold where we got everything lifting through here. And then you're gonna point your toes, do a little ballerina kick side to side. So the legs are going crisscross this way. We're not flutter kicking, so we're gonna go this way with them. And that's that. So gear up on this lower body. Again, depending on ability, you would go a light to moderate or body weight. Again, we will switch this one at the halfway. And remember, instead of stepping in, you can always split the feet and keep them in that one spot. Here we go. Go. So step in, drive off that foot, this leg staying straight. If you do have a hard time keeping this leg straight, some of you, it helps lift that toe up a little bit, and that's gonna give a little bit of flexibility there. So we're gonna, Marisol, do one more step, and then we're gonna switch, guys. So you're gonna step to the other direction, switch that dumbbell in the hand if you need. And again, think about the hips going down towards the heel as you sit. So you're sitting into it and then coming back up out of it. 5 seconds. All right, get rid of the weight. Next two exercises, you don't need weights. So we're going in that push-up position or plank position. And go ahead and lift one arm. So you could opt to just keep both hands on the ground if for you find holding this nice parallel position is enough. And then again, you can take that one arm up for a more advanced plank. Evenly pressing through both toes. All right, switch arms. So other arm comes down and really reach way out in front. So push that bicep up by the ear. And again, we're looking for hips to both be faced towards that ground. You'll feel a little tension through the glutes, the booty. Dig the toes in. You guys got 3 seconds here. Exhale from that belly, keep tight. All right, flip over on your back. We're gonna double whammy the core here. So now push that middle back down, lift the shoulder blades up a little bit so that way we got all the tension here, and then point the toes and do a little ballerina flutter here. Again, option A would be to just hold, and then B, we can add that movement. So this movement is adding resistance, and we don't want to lose that hold right there in the belly. So lifting shoulder blades a little, exhale from that belly. 15 seconds here. So again, those legs are going this way. They're not going up and down. They're crisscrossing. Crisscross applesauce. Any preschool teacher would. All right, we're back up into our lunges. So round one done. Stepping into it, grab that weight if you opted to add the weight. And here we go. Step in. Again, pushing that hip down towards the heel. Could feel quad, a little bit of stretch to that straight leg, and maybe a little bit of glute depending on how low you're getting. And let's switch. We're gonna head the other direction. Again, big step. Nice. Breathe as we go. Again, pushing up out from that other leg. And then remember, you can lift that toe if you need that for flexibility. Okay, we got the single arm plank. So again, opt to just hold. If it's hard for you to get down on the ground and you have a couch or ottoman or something here, you could even do it here as a challenge. And again, we're looking to not shift or lift the hips as we lift. So Marisol's doing a great job keeping that straight line. Our hips aren't higher than our head. Go ahead and switch. You hear that breath, exhaling, creating that tightness through the middle to hold us there.
It's cracking.
5 seconds, hang tight. 3, 2, 1. Okay, flip over on your back. Again, now even more focus through this front side. You got a penny in the middle of the back, push that penny down into the ground. And again, you have that side to side. And on this kick, make sure it's coming from the hips and not from the knees. So we're moving at that hip. So that way we got that resistance right close to the core. Core's working to keep steady. You are halfway. So if you feel that low back lifting, go ahead, drop the arms, drop the legs, reset, come back up. There's nothing wrong with having to reset. We want all those reps to be correct. 3 seconds, 2, good job. Breathe, Marisol, up on our feet. You're halfway. Halfway. All right, big step, guys. Step into it. Drive up out. Looking forward. So as you step to this foot that's stepping, notice the toe stays facing forward. We're not sending it out like a ballerina. Toes forward. Let's switch. Step. 10 seconds left here, guys. So make those legs work. You got 3, 2. Okay. Single arm plank. Another thing to think about is where our shoulder, elbow, and wrist are. So you'll see she's got that nice straight line here through the shoulder, elbow, wrist. You don't want to start to push back. Then we start to hold more in our shoulder and arm versus our core. So we want all that tension right here. Chest right on top. Switch it up. Other arm, again, reach right out by that ear. Try to keep both toes pressing down. You might find one side a little different than another. Even on Marisol here, her right side wants to shift more than her left. And on our backs. Our bodies are not completely symmetrical, so you will, almost in anything, find a difference between that right and left. All right, kick those legs. Remember, going right across. Again, you can opt to just hold. We're looking for a little bit of lift through the upper body, keeping that middle pressed down. Maybe for some, a little lift through that tailbone up off the ground, so that way you have that straight connection through the center here. Halfway. There we go. Coming up on those last 10 seconds. Again, breathe, reset if need. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, let's go one more time through. And we got a nice little surprise at the end. Step in, drive up out, getting low. And one more, and then we'll switch. Head out the other way, and toe forward. Got 10 left. Our last time on these legs. Always push that last set, knowing that this is your last opportunity. Okay, single arm plank. Set it up. Again, remember those elevated options, or even as we fatigue, if you find yourself pushing back, losing form, bring your arms up onto something, maybe a cooler. We're starting with the weaker side. Good. Breathe through. All right, go ahead, switch out the arms here. Switch. Hold. We got 15. 10 seconds. Got it, guys. Hang on. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, last time on our back here. Woo-hoo. Okay. Be ready. Here we go. Last 40 seconds of this. Remember, got those legs moving. That's throwing you off. Again, when you start to fatigue, take it back. Just hold. You can bend the knees. That makes it a little bit easier too if you need to hold with the knees bent. The higher up everything towards the ceiling, the easier it's going to be. The lower we go, the harder. We're in our last 15 seconds. Good. Breathe in, big exhales. 5 seconds. Hang tight, Marisol. All right, you guys can breathe. All right, so again, last chance here to get a quick swig of water. We're gonna move into our finisher. So, nice treat. It's gonna be a work at your own pace. Work at your own pace, 2 movements. We are gonna do it. We might be a little ahead, a little behind where you're at. Goal here is just to finish. And then if you ever do this workout again, maybe keep that time or beat that time. So you're gonna go to 50 push-ups and 50 goblet squats. You can break that up however you want. So maybe do 5 of each, 10 of each, 15 of each. Maybe do all your push-ups, then all your squats, however you want to do it. But the goal is to, so here's our goblet squat. So if you have that weight, or you can go body weight, again, full drop, hips down below the knees. So that, and then your push-ups, full push-up. You can go push-up from the knees, knee drop, whatever you gotta do for your push-up, elevate on a couch. Again, the goal is to get to 50 of each, however you wanna get there, okay? Marisol will probably end up breaking some of them up. Maybe she'll do all 50 push-ups in a row.
Yeah.
I would highly suggest breaking it up a little bit. Camera's not going. All right, so you can check a clock and go. Yep. So you start, so again, just kind of keep track of your numbers. So she's gonna bang out as many push-ups as you can, and whatever number she stops at, then she's gonna come up, do some goblet squats, and then again, go back down for the push-ups. Magic number is hitting 50 of each. So you'll kind of know where you're stronger. I would definitely maybe break up the push-ups a little bit more. You can probably squat longer than you can do the push-ups. For some, that's going to be reversed. Hopefully Marisol's counting. And this is where you do try and push that pace. This is where you're going to get that heart rate up. We're using muscles, we're using our cardiovascular system. We're getting it all here in one felt swoop. And then she goes back to those push-ups. Hopefully you guys are knocking them out, chipping them away. Maybe you're doing 5 of each. Maybe you can get 5 push-ups, 10 squats. You'll just have a little bit longer at the end at those push-ups. Breathe through. So, on those squats, gripping the ground with the feet, dropping the hips towards the heels. Drive up out of there, looking forward. Keep that breathing going. Again, you should feel heart rate up. We should be trying to push. I want you guys pushing as many as you can get done. Shouldn't be easy. Huffing and puffing.
I'm done with those.
Done. So we got our 50 squats. So now she's got that challenge of getting the rest of the push-ups. Where are we at with push-ups, Marisol?
35.
35. So she's got 15 left to get on these push-ups. Gonna take breaks where she needs. 10 left. Let's go, guys. Remember, you can use those knees. You can use the knee drop. You can bring up the hands up to a couch. Cooler. Remember not to lose that middle. Make sure that middle's not leading the way. You got that chest leading the way. Done. Nice. If you guys are still working, I want you to keep working. I want you to hit that 50. Set that goal. Get to it. See how long it takes you. And then set those little challenges now and then for yourself. Great thing to do if you're on the road, in a hotel, at a family member's house, and you don't have access to something. You can do something like that. Set a clock, see how quick you can get to 50 or 100 or whatever if you're nuts. So, nice job, guys. Thanks for working out with us. Now we don't have to be formal, Corey.